Workington Reds scored their first win of the season, a welcome 2-1 win at FC United of Manchester. Manager Billy Barr has been complaining that the side has only produced 45 minutes in the game so far. It sounded like a 90-minute performance yesterday. Billy, was that the case?
It was, yeah. Fantastic as well, I have to say. Really pleased for the group that they've managed to connect and do that. And we obviously have our stats in our group. We've gone on to GPS system this year, and this was fed into the group last night, John. But in the first half as a team, we travelled 51.4 kilometres. In the second half as a team, we travelled 59.9 kilometres.
Yep.
And I've gone on about putting the two halves together, and there's so many thousand variables within just the stats, because it's people's movements and stuff like that, speed of runs, and it's just pleasing that after the game we can feed that back to them, and then they can correlate what we've been saying to the positivity of the result.
Yeah.
And again, it's something now that they're actually pushing for, to find out these stats as soon as they can after the game.
Yeah.
So they're buying into that part. But as I say, there's thousands of events within the game, and that's the positive as well, that we're becoming calmer in possession, clinical in possession. And again, we had so many chances yesterday, and obviously it was in the last 10 minutes that we win the game. And that's a really, really pleasing factor. Against a very good team, I have to say, that are struggling themselves with lots of injuries, that I have no doubt that when they get their players back, they will be up that table. So, yeah, really, really pleased for the group, really pleased for our travelling support as well.
And the two goals, tell me about the two goals, Bill.
Well, the opener was a fantastic through ball from, I think it was Dan Hopper, to Kai Nugent, that broke the back line, and Kai's cutting in from our left, and Luke Hunter's on the move, and he slows his run down as the defender's recovering towards the goal, and Kai picks him out perfectly, and Luke finishes with one touch.
Good one, yeah.
Yep, the second one was a counter-attack where we play up to Luke. He does really well. He breaks free just inside our half, travels, and Dan Hopper is out on his outside, and the timing and quality of Luke's pass to Dan allows him to finish. And at that point, you think, right, fantastic. There's a minute left. We're 2-0 up. See the game out. And unfortunately, we concede off a shot that deflects off Brad's head. And straight away, you think back to last year, 2-0 up, going into stoppage time. But they were fantastic. They seen the game out really well. And it was a huge relief to see the smiles on faces. And it's one win in 5, we know that, but it's come at a good point, and now we have 3 games in just under a week, which is, when I look at all the other fixtures of every league, I wonder why they cram so many fixtures in our league. It just don't get why you put so many fixtures together for us.
But you can understand perhaps maybe the Saturday and Monday, holiday crowd, etc. But not a Tuesday, not a Tuesday as well.
Yeah. But I think we'll have played 9 games by the end of August, and that's nearly a quarter of the season in August. And I look at other leagues, and like I say, they're not cramped. And hopefully come away with a positive result again.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned injuries. Billy, how bad are those injuries?
Jack Dickinson is, at this moment, he probably going to miss a good few weeks. The ankle is really swollen. If it doesn't go down, or however long it takes to go down, we may need to scan it. But it's just... It was a big loss, but we shuffled around so many times, and credit to everybody that changed positions and stuff like that. And then we lost Keelan Leslie, who was feeling his hamstring in the second half. and hopefully he's put his hand up at the right time, and it's just precaution and possibly a bit of cramp. So we'll find out later regarding that.
So who had you centre back? When Jack came off,
Charlie Barnes went to centre half with Matty Douglas and performed really well. Kieran Casson started in midfield
and went to right back.
And went to left back. Jake Allen started at the right side of a three and went to right back. So we had so many different permutations and movements within the 90, however many minutes it was on top, that, credit to everybody that went and done it and got the result from the end of it. We lost Luke Ellis, unfortunately, on Friday, and that's going to be a 3-weeker that we have to follow the concussion protocol. So when he got the smash the other night that he didn't feel great after at Avro, we have a duty of care to all of our players, and especially with a head injury. So, like I say, Luke will be missing for 3 weeks, so that'll be a big miss. And then it does give people an opportunity. And yesterday was a great starting point for people taking opportunities. So the group are in a good place.
I suppose it doubles your need to strengthen the squad, Billy. I know you've been trying. Is there any chance of anybody being brought in for Tuesday or not?
There is. There is an opportunity. There's a possibility. I'm just waiting on confirmation of a phone call back. I've already spoke with this player this morning who wanted to speak to other people, and it would be a really good acquisition if we can if he agrees to it. So yeah, I'm just waiting on that coming through.
And obviously, you're not going to tell me the position.
I'm not. The name.
Now then, Tuesday night, Warrington Rylands beaten 5-0 at home by Redcar yesterday. They'll be hurting, so it's not, but it's one we can look forward to, hopefully, and going through. But they'll be dangerous, won't they, on the counter? Massively,
yeah. And I watched a little bit of them against FC United when they beat them, and again the threats that they have running in behind. We know they're a good team. We went down there last season while we were on our good run, and we got an absolute hiding on the day. It was only 3-0, but it could have been so much more. The league is so strange this year because you see some of the results and it's like, how the hell has that happened? But on reflection, it takes you back to us playing Redcar and down to 10 men and obviously conceding in the 95th. So maybe we done better than we thought against a very, very good Redcar team.
That's right.
So we just have to see where we are with bodies, pick a team that we think will compete, and then hopefully, like you say, they go out and perform and get that result.
Yeah, because we've got 2 home games in a row. And League Town, who here you are again, Bill, they finished the season with 7 or 8 wins, including one as party poopers at Borough Park. But they've started sluggishly as well, haven't they?
Well, they did, but then the 1-0 down against Bamber Bridge yesterday at home, and they win the game 4-1. So again, they'll be coming up to us next weekend off the back of a Tuesday night game themselves. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. But our first one is Rylands.
Yeah, Rylands. Okay then, Bill. Thanks very much indeed, and all the very best for Tuesday. We'll speak then.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure.